Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's been a little while since I last spoke with you concerning the podcast. It's Thursday, January the 20th, 2022. About 2:30, I'm in the mayor's office again with Tim, and I want to bring you up to date on a lot of things that are going on. First and foremost is I have to talk about COVID. Um, and I keep asking myself, is this ever going to go away? And I've come to the conclusion it's not. It's something that we are probably going to have to live with from here on out. We had the Delta variants, or we had the COVID-19, then the Delta variants, and now the Omicron. So I think it's just going to continue to go on and on and on and on. I'm fully vaccinated. I had also received my booster. So my message to you today is, if you are not fully vaccinated, I would recommend that you get vaccinated. Also, if you are in a public space, I highly recommend that you wear a mask. If you do not like to attend large gatherings, stay home. We are in the peak of the Omicron variant. So I was watching an epidemiologist from IU speak yesterday, and he had some pretty good insight. He feels that we are at the peak of this. We had 16,000 cases in the last week. That's tremendous. That is a lot of people sick. And about 70% of those people who have been diagnosed with COVID over the last week were not vaccinated. So I recommend that you receive the vaccination. Wear a mask if you are in crowds. If you don't feel well, stay home. My thoughts have not changed since we first started back in March of 2020. I have not made any executive orders concerning closing businesses or anything of that such. Our departments are open for business. Some department heads require you to wear a mask when you go inside. So just heed the warnings when you enter some municipal buildings. But our departments are fully open. One of the things I want to pass on to you is that our ambulance service that we operate is an emergency ambulance service. It's not designed to give you a ride to the hospital to be tested for COVID. Also, please do not call 911 and ask to be tested for COVID. That's not our purpose. Our purpose is to deal with emergencies. So, to go back through one more time before we move on to something else, the COVID is very relevant in our city right now. If you are not fully vaccinated, I would certainly recommend that you become vaccinated. Wear a mask in large gatherings. If you don't feel well, stay home. That has been my message since we started, and it has not changed. Business owners, if you're going to watch this, it should be left up to you as to whether or not you close your business or keep your business open. I am not going to make those types of decisions for you. So, again, stay safe, and I will be right back to talk about ARPA and other things that are going on in the city. We're back for another segment of the podcast, and I want to talk to you about the American Rescue Plan. Back in July of 2021, the city of Beech Grove received a little over $1.6 million to make investments and to replace lost revenue due to COVID-19. I want to pass on some of the investments that we have made so far this year. or since we got the funding from the American Rescue Plan, every full-time employee who has worked with the city or for the city since March the 8th of 2020 received a $2,500 stipend. No elected official received the stipend. We also paid any employee, both full or part-time, a $50 stipend if they were fully vaccinated. With some of the revenue, we purchased a van for the Hornet Park Community Center. We also are investing $500,000 in a new parking lot at Hornet Park Community Center. That should occur sometime in 2022, after school lets out in the spring. The Thompson Trail, we've talked about that for a long time. We invested $318,000 to put in walkways to get people off of Thompson Road. That should be taking place sometime this year as well. We are replacing the roof at the fire station on Albany and the roof at the senior center at 6th and Main. We replaced the HVA system at the senior center. We remodeled the bathrooms upstairs in the council chambers, and at City Hall we have replaced all of the windows. So those are several large investments that have been made with money from the American Rescue Plan. We had to pay attention to what we spent the money on because we didn't really know the regulations, but the Department of Justice has come out and said, if your municipality received less than $10 million in the American Rescue Plan funding, there is no stipulation on what you can spend the money on. So we can spend it on anything that the council desires. This is a decision to spend the money that has to be made by the city council. The mayor cannot spend the money carte blanche. It has to be approved by the legislative body, in our case, the city council. So we will once again in July of 2022, later on this year, we will receive another $1.6 million to continue to make investments in the city of Beech Grove. This has turned out to be a wonderful program for us. We have made major headway in setting our buildings up for the future and infrastructure and for the future of our city. So I wanted to pass that on as the council has done a really good job with the American Rescue Plan. I will be right back in just a minute to talk about infrastructure and several projects that are going on in the city. So I'll be right back. I'm back for the third section, and I want to focus on infrastructure projects that are going on as we speak and some that are wrapping up. We did a very large sanitary sewer lining project that will directly benefit over 430 homes in the city of Beech Grove. We received over $600 in funding from Okra to do this project, and this project has been completed. So we're very happy about that. We're getting ready to pay the invoice provided by Miller Pipeline, and the system in these areas is flowing much better than it has ever flown. So I'm happy about it. I'm going to talk to you about some drainage projects that are going on. We're getting ready to do a major drainage problem in the 300 block of North 25th. That has been an age-old problem where water pools in the backyard of people's homes. So we're going to try and correct that. We're going to wait for it to warm up a little bit so we can get back there off the road and make the corrections. We're also going to do 2 sanitary sewer projects within the next 2 to 3 months. One is to replace about 300 foot of pipe on Hornet Avenue right next to the Burger King. And we are also going to install a low pressure sanitary sewer system at the intersection of 9th and Elm on the west side of the street to service those homes back there by the Little League Diamond. So that's getting ready to start anytime after January 24th. So those are some major updates that we are working on considering our sanitary sewer system. Hopefully, most of you have had the opportunity to check out the Franciscan Trail. The Franciscan Trail is about 80% done, and they have more work to do. There's a couple areas down in the city park by the basketball goal, and I'm sure you've seen them, that the trail is not draining as designed. They're going to have to make that right. We're fully aware of a couple of the issues down there, so we're working on that. I was working with some engineers who inspect the project. We talked about it a couple days ago, but that is something that we cannot accept, and we're fully aware of it, but we'll need some time to correct it. The trail is awesome, so we look forward to spring and getting out there and exercising, and it's much used, and we appreciate it very much. Thompson Trail, the bid to do the trail has been awarded to Reith Riley. It should be starting anytime before April 1st. However, we're going to have to move a large water main where it crosses the creek right before you get to 9th and Thompson. So that set us back a little bit, and we're going to have to pay for that. So we were not aware of that. So we're working through that with Citizens Energy. But hopefully we'll begin soon on the Thompson Trail and get those people off of Thompson Road. This spring you'll be seeing some work done on Main Street between Emerson and 8th. We're going to remove all of the plantings except the trees. The trees will stay, but we're going to start over and we're going to re-landscape all of the flower beds between Emerson and 8th Avenue on Main. So we're looking forward to that. Those plantings that are in place right now have been there for over 9 years, so it's time to make an upgrade to it, so we're going to do that. I want to give you the list of where we're going to pave at this spring or summer, whenever the bid comes around. We received $162,000 from NDOT in the second round of the 2021 Community Crossings Grant. So with those funds, we are going to pave 15th Avenue from Main Street to Albany, and we're going to widen the road. We're going to pave Buffalo Street between 5th Avenue and 6th Avenue. And we are going to pave Charnwood Parkway from 9th Avenue up to Middleham Lane. That road took a beating as a result of the trail. The heavy trucks took its toll on that road, so we're going to repave that road. So we look forward to getting that going sometime probably this summer. We are also going to redo the intersection of 11th and Alton. We are going to pave 4th Avenue from where we left off all the way to the dead end. We're going to pave Grovewood Drive from Jerry Drive to Grovewood Place. We're going to pave the alley north of Main Street between 13th and 14th Avenue. This was a request from DPW. It's so rough back through there, you could hardly get a trash truck through there. We're going to pave the alley south of Main Street between 13th Avenue and 14th Avenue. This is right behind Little & Sons Funeral Home. When they built the trail, if you remember, they put all of their asphalt clippings in a pile back there. That took its toll on the road. So we're going to pave that road and make it right. We're also going to repair the alley approaches on Albany Street between 4th and 5th. Where you pull into the alley, the roads are on a steep hill, and every time it rains, it washes gravel down to Albany Street. So we're going to pave those hills and prevent the gravel from coming down onto Albany. Same way with the alley approaches on Albany between 7th and 8th. Same situation. And then we're going to pave Killian Drive from Redford all the way down to the cul-de-sac. This is a co-op with Citizens Energy Group. Recently, they just replaced the water main down on Killian. So we're going to come back and pave the road. Those of you who live up on North 16th, you obviously noted that Citizens Energy is replacing the water line on 16th Avenue from Buffalo to Detroit. Late this fall, hopefully, we will come back and pave that road as part of the co-op with Citizens Energy Group. So there's a lot going on, but I'm very happy about it. I'm very big on infrastructure, and when the weather breaks, we will go back to our sidewalk list and we will start working on projects that the director of the DPW has lined up to improve this summer. So that's it for infrastructure. I will be right back for closing comments. I'm going to close up our conversation today with 3 items. The first is the interlocal agreement with the city of Indianapolis for the Indianapolis Fire Department. You know, I was a fireman in Beech Grove for almost 30 years. And you may ask, Mayor, what are you doing giving our fire department away? And my response to that is that I'm not giving away anything. I'm making our service better. With the agreement with Indianapolis, our fire department has become stronger. We are in a better position to provide the services requested by the people of Beech Grove, and I'm very comfortable with the decision. This took place back on Christmas Day of 2021, and it was a very seamless transition. And as we speak, they are making runs and they are providing a much better service than we could have provided. Along with that, we have maintained our ambulance service. Our ambulance service is now called Beech Grove EMS, and our ambulances run out of Station 56, which is on Albany Street. That's totally ambulances, no fire engines down there. I like that concept quite a bit. Not every day, but most days we operate 2 ambulances out of that station. And that is really, really good. We couldn't have done that if we stayed with our fire department. So I am very happy about that. The pre-hospital care that our citizens receive is excellent, and it's only going to get better. We take delivery of 2 new ambulances this year, so I'm really looking forward to it. And you hear them, they run all day long. One of the things I'm really happy about is that as a result of the interlocal agreement, we were allowed to do 2 things. One is we began a 3-step process in upgrading the pay for Beech Grove police officers. They received a $5,000 base salary increase this year, beginning January 1st. They'll do it again next January 1st, and they'll do it again in 2 years from now. So in the next 3 years, our base salary for Beech Grove police officers will increase by $15,000, which will make us possibly the highest paid police department in Marion County from a base salary perspective. This also increases the pension benefits for current employees and employees of the police department who are retired. So, and we would have never been able to do that had we not entered an interlocal agreement for fire protection. This also allowed us to increase the pay for workers out at DPW and for leadership positions, female leadership positions throughout the city of Beech Grove. So I'm very happy about that, and I look forward to increasing more pay over the next couple years for other areas of the city. You got to give a shout out to our city council. They did some really heavy lifting over the last year or so, but they got it right. So another thing that we're getting ready to do, as a result of the interlocal agreement, we are now in the final stages of beginning the construction of a new police station. Much needed. This is a major, major investment in the future of our city. By entering into interlocal agreement with the City of Indianapolis for fire protection, we have fortified the excellent service that is provided for firefighting. Now we get to do it with our police. This new station will maintain and upgrade our services for the next 20 to 25 years at least. So where's it going to be at? It's going to be down at the corner of Emerson and Main on the south side of the street where the car lots used to be. You'll see that the car lot is almost empty, so we're making preparations to begin the process. We will close on the property within the next month, and we'll go from there. So I'm very excited about that. This is good news for the city of Beech Grove. And the final thing that I want to talk to you about today, and it's really not come out yet, but it's getting ready to, is we for a long time have tried to maintain our sanitary sewer system. And we really haven't done a very good job because there's a couple reasons. Number one is we don't have the expertise, we don't have the vehicles, and we don't have the equipment to do it. So if we can't do it, the next best thing for us to do is to hire it out. So we are in the final stages of entering into an agreement to maintain our sanitary sewer system and to respond to emergency backups 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Now, we are going to enter into an agreement with Citizens Energy Group. It makes sense. They have the expertise, they have the vehicles, they have the equipment, and they can immediately respond to backups, which is the worst thing possible. They are also going to televise our system. They are going to do acoustic sound tests for blockage, and they are going to flush our system. And this agreement will go on unless one of the two parties decides they don't want to do it anymore. We will maintain ownership of our system, but this decision to do this was not that difficult because they can do a much better job of maintaining the system than we can. And we ought to take advantage of that because you and I all know the worst possible thing that could happen to us is you flush your toilet and it won't go down. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to begin the first day of March, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. We still got a little work to do, and we're trying to solve an issue over at the Thompson Trail with the water main. So we'll see what that goes, but I will keep you informed on that because whenever we start this new maintenance program, you will have to call Citizens Energy if you have a sewer backup. So I wanted to get that out to you, and we'll be sending some flyers out when we decide when's the best time to start this. But the board approved it. I think it's good, and I look forward to working hand in hand with Citizens Energy Group to make it better for our city. So that's it, and I will be back hopefully sooner than what I did this last time, and I apologize for that, but we'll see you. Take care, and God bless you. Thank you.